All right. Good morning, everybody. Joe Van Duren here. And I have no idea. There we go. We're up. I'm trying something new today. We're going to see how this works, and all with the hope that we can keep making this better. I'm with Name My Virtues, and today we have our virtues pick. And the virtues pick today is thoughtfulness. Let me see if I can pull that up. There we go. Let's read the description for this word and then we'll talk about it a little bit. So, thoughtfulness is kindness guided by empathy. It is carefully considering a course of action with discernment and honesty. It is giving importance to other people's needs. We think about them, observe what they need, and offer our help. We pay careful attention to their likes and dislikes and do things that give them happiness. We carefully consider how our actions will affect them. Thoughtfulness helps us to move beyond self-centeredness to become true companions. Little gifts of thoughtfulness can brighten someone's day. Lifelong thoughtfulness illumines our relationships with abiding joy and trust. Boy, what a wonderful word, right? What a great virtue, and one that we all appreciate. When others show us thoughtfulness, we appreciate receiving it. And it is guided by empathy. It's looking at whatever that situation is that someone is in, or whatever it is that they're feeling, and being able to put ourselves in that position, or to at least be thoughtful enough to slow down just to listen. And I think that is a big part of thoughtfulness. You know, I was thinking about this when I was reading it. One of the things that came to my mind was how, when we're first getting to know somebody, maybe dating somebody in a personal relationship, we think about all the things that we did for them, the little things that were just small little acts that demonstrated that we were really noticing what was happening. And isn't that what we want to continue to do with all of our relationships? At least I do. And I find myself, taking things for granted, moving forward without giving careful attention to things. And I just think that's an area that I would like to continue to grow in, not just with people on the outside, but especially with people inside my family. That I'm very careful to be aware and cognizant of their needs, and what it is that they need help in, or a weakness that they have that I can demonstrate some sort of help in, and be thoughtful in the way of seeing their strengths, so that they, I step back and don't try to take over, right? So what do they call that? Mansplaining or something? I think I've heard that expression before. So, we don't have to do that. And I think the other part of thoughtfulness that I'm thinking about today is to take time to consider what the virtues are that we're seeing in the person that we're observing. And so, when we observe somebody, they're always demonstrating a virtue of some kind. And it might be, as we discussed yesterday, it might be overdeveloped and be coming out in a very negative way. It might be underdeveloped and be negative for them. It might be out of balance with another virtue. But it's always a virtue. And no matter what that situation is, I've given this example before, but we'll say it again. If a person is too assertive, they look as if they are bossy, right? If they're not assertive enough, they look passive and weak. But finding that balance of for assertiveness with tactfulness, or assertiveness with kindness, or assertiveness with thoughtfulness, right, helps to make that virtue come out in a much better way. So when we look at someone and we think, oh, they're so bossy, what if we looked at them and thought to ourselves, in our own way, we thought to ourselves, the person is demonstrating assertiveness in a very strong, overdeveloped way. I wonder what's going on for them. You know, even with our kids, and as a parent, we have to think about that our kids don't see things the same way that we do, due to not having the same experiences that we've had, not having the amount of experience that we've had, and the fact that they are their own selves, their own special selves. And so we want to pay attention to what we're seeing with our kids. And I think that's a part of being thoughtful. It's something that certainly builds our relationships with our children. It builds our relationships with our partners. It builds our relationships with people in our business world or in our professional world. Paying attention to the virtues and acknowledging them is just a great way of demonstrating our thoughtfulness of others. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about thoughtfulness today. Um, it's really about caring, isn't it? Which is a virtue too. It's about discernment in the decisions that we make. This is how we practice thoughtfulness, by discerning our decisions as to the hurt or harm or the good or bad that it's going to bring to another person. And when we can do that and give it our careful attention, our thoughtfulness will continue to grow and to flourish. And boy, people will appreciate us for being, a good friend, for being a good partner, for being a good parent, for being a good brother, sister, whatever roles that we're playing in life. All right, everybody, thank you very much for being here today. That was my thoughts about thoughtfulness today. Let's practice this virtue of thoughtfulness. Just be very mindful of practicing it. And over the weekend, typically we put something up on Facebook with a virtue for people to consider. As you know, my Facebook stuff is all down. I don't really know where it's at right now. I'm still working on that. If it doesn't come up soon, we'll start over, right? They've already, for whatever reason, given me a new profile. So if you want to look me up, Joseph Van Doren, just check me out. You could like me, and maybe we can even start doing live videos on Facebook again. So, all right, we'll see what happens. Until next time, keep practicing the 4 C's of successful parenting and successful families, and that is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Until next time. All right, bye.